Welcome to our discussion on virtuous ethics, a moral philosophy that focuses on developing good character traits rather than following strict rules or consequences. In this video, we will explore the key principles of virtuous ethics, its history, and how it can be applied in daily life. Join us as we dive into the world of virtues and discover how cultivating character can lead to a more fulfilling and meaningful life.
Hello and welcome! Today we're diving into one of the most powerful and human-centered approaches to morality in all of philosophy, which is virtuous ethics! Whether you've heard of Aristotle or not, this ethical theory has shaped how we think about being good, not just doing good. So let's explore what it means of virtuous life. Mana?
Virtue ethics. Virtue ethics is a normative moral theory that focuses more on the development of the moral character than on rules or consequences. Example with that, imagine two people both donate to charity. One does it because it's tax deductible. The other does it out because of genuine compassion. Virtue ethics praises the second because it focuses on who you are, not just what you do. The question is, how should I live? What kind of person should I become? What is a good life?
Virtue ethics is a moral philosophy that focuses not on rules or consequences but on character. In simple terms, it asks what kind of person should I be, instead of just looking at what's right or wrong. In a specific situation, virtue ethics looks at a bigger picture, your habits, your behavior, and your values over time. It teaches that becoming a good person is more important than just doing the right thing once, and that morally is deeply tied to who we are and what kind of life we build. Good habits is when you respect and give greetings when you encounter other people, especially elder than you. And also, our Filipino tradition that we manuko or getting the hand of our parents and grandparents or any people that is more elder than us and put it to our forehead as a sign of respect. Example of good behavior, generosity. Being generous person is more important in virtue ethics because it shapes your behavior in terms in voluntarily helping other people without expecting a return. And also, be honest, be kind, and always forgive. Be calm if there is a misunderstanding, so in that case, you become an example of a good person.
Unlike other ethical theories, virtue ethics doesn't provide strict rules or principles. Instead, it emphasizes the cultivation of good character traits like the right attitude, emotions, and reasoning, which are essentials to living morally. Example with that, cultivating character. A person might follow traffic laws, not because they fear getting caught, but because they value order and respect for others' safety, reflecting to a victorious disposition.
So, where did virtue ethics come from? The roots of virtue ethics go back over 2,000 years ago to ancient Greece. One of the most influential figures in this tradition was Aristotle, a student of Plato and teacher of Alexander the Great. In his work Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle argued that the goal of a human life is not just to survive or follow rules, it's to flourish. He used the term eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or living well. According to him, the way to achieve this is through the practice of virtue, consistently choosing the right behaviors and attitudes.
Core ideas in virtuous ethics with visual examples. Let's bring down the core ideas behind virtuous ethics. First, virtue. Virtue is a positive character traits like honesty, courage, or generosity. Virtuous person doesn't need to think hard about right doing thing. It comes naturally from character. Second, character. Virtue ethics is centered around who you are, not just what you do. A moral person is someone who just built good character over time. Third, the golden mean. Aristotle believed that virtue is found in balance. For instance, courage is the balance between cowardice and recklessness. The right choice often lies between two extremes. Fourth, eudaimonia. This is the ultimate goal of virtuous ethics, living a meaningful and fulfilling morally good life. It is not just about short-term happiness, but it's a deep well-being over a lifetime. Doctrine of the mean. Doctrine of the mean is a concept in Aristotle's ethics, suggests that virtue are found in balanced middle ground between excess and deficiency. Here are some examples. First, courage, standing up oneself versus being overly aggressive, excess, or passive. Second, work-life balance, balancing work and personal life versus overworking or neglecting responsibilities. Third, communication, expressing oneself clearly versus being too verbose or too reserved.
Four cardinals of virtue. First is prudence, practical wisdom, knowing how to act rightly. Next is temperance, moderation. Next is courage, balancing fear and confidence. And last, justice, giving others their due. Example, prudence. A nurse calmly prioritizing care of a chaotic ER shows practical wisdom. Temperance, choosing to eat one slice of cake instead of the whole thing. Courage, a whistleblower speaking on despite arrest. And justice, a fair teacher treating all students equally, regardless of personal feelings. How do we develop virtue? Virtues aren't something you were born with. They're learned and developed. How? Through habit and practice, by learning from your role models, through education and self-reflection, and by actively choosing to become better day by day. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly to do. Excellence then is not an act, but an habit.
Honesty, being truthful and sincere. Example, in Japanese culture, the value of makoto or sincere emphasize honesty in relationships and action. Number 2, courage, facing or difficulty bravely. Example, in Greek cultures, heroes like Achilles showed courage in battle, becoming symbol of bravery. Number 3, compassion, caring about others' suffering and willing to help. Example, in Buddhism, karuna or compassion is a key of teaching, guiding to ease other pain. Number 4, generosity, willingness to give, share freely. Example, in Islam, giving charity or zakat is one of the 5 pillars showing the importance of generosity. Number 5, patience, staying calm and tolerate in difficult situations. Example, in Christianity, patience is seen as virtue, often practiced through prayers and endurance. Number 6, justice, treating everyone fair and doing what is right. Example, in ancient Egyptian culture, Ma'at symbolized truth, balance, and justice in society. Last one, number 7, wisdom, using knowledge and experience to make good decisions. Example, in Confucianism or China, wisdom is a core of virtue used to guide ethical living and leaderships.
Comparing virtue ethics with other theories, there is a side-by-side comparisons with levels, deontology and utilitarianism. So let's briefly compare virtue ethics with other major ethical theories. The first one is deontology. Deontology focuses on roles and duties. It says always follow the moral law no matter the outcome. For example, the 10 Commandments, which provide a set of moral rules. And second example is Bill of Rights, which outlines fundamental human rights. Let's proceed to the second comparison, utilitarianism. Utilitarianism focuses on consequences. It says the right action is the one that brings the most happiness for the most people. For example, If lying in a particular situation would save a life and make more people happy than telling the truth, utilitarianism would consider lying the morally right thing to do. Overall, virtue ethics is different. It's not about strict rules or calculated outcomes. It's about who you are becoming. It's about building a good life with a strong character and a good habits.
Criticisms of virtue ethics, but it's not without criticism. Some say it doesn't always give clear answers in difficult situations. What counts as a virtue can vary by culture, and sometimes virtue can conflict, like honesty versus compassion. Still, many philosophers see this as opportunity to reflect more deeply rather than flaws.
Modern virtue ethics, business ethics. While no single philosopher exclusively focused on business ethics, as a modern field, several have provided frameworks applicable to business decision making. Immanuel Kant, with this categorical imperative, emphasized universal moral principles that can be applied to business practice.
Education. Confucius is a key figure in the history of education. His emphasis on moral development and the emphasis of education for social harmony has had a lasting impact on pedagogical approaches. His focus on virtues such as benevolence, righteousness, and probity provided a framework for character education. Medicine. The field or medical ethics draws heavily from various philosophical traditions. Aristotle virtue ethics, focusing on character and practical wisdom, is relevant to the moral character or medical professionals.
Telos asins means that action and decision are guided by a clear understanding of what we are trying to achieve or become. It's about living a life that direct towards a specific purpose or goal. Purpose. Telos gives the lives direction and meaning. Goals oriented. Telos are guide our action and mission towards a specific end. Fulfillment. Achieving our telos can bring a sense of satisfaction and happiness.